Picture this. It's a Wednesday morning. You wake up and check your phone. There's an email from your landlord. Unexpected repair costs. Your share, $800. Due in 2 weeks, and in that exact moment, your stomach drops. Not because $800 is impossible, but because you know exactly what it means. You're about to raid your savings, borrow from someone, or put it on a credit card you are finally making progress on. And the worst part? You've told yourself 100 times you were going to build an emergency fund. You just never actually did it. If that scenario sounds familiar, you're not alone, because most people understand emergency funds in theory. They just never build one in practice. And today, we're going to fix that. And I spend way too much time thinking about how to make this stuff actually work. If you're someone who keeps saying, I'll start saving for emergencies later, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Let's get into it. Here's the thing. Most people treat an emergency fund like a vague financial goal, somewhere between I should probably do that and maybe next month. But here's what most people don't realize. An emergency fund isn't just a savings goal. It's the foundation that makes every other financial move possible. Without it, one bad week can erase months of financial progress. Let's look at the math for a second. The standard advice says 3 to 6 months of living expenses. For someone spending $2,500 per month, that's $7,500 to $15,000. And when most people hear that number, they immediately think that's going to take forever. But here's where it gets really interesting, because the timeline is almost never as long as people imagine. And the way you build it matters more than how much you save. So let's break down exactly how to build a 6-month emergency fund faster than you think. Step 1. Calculate your real number. Before you save a single dollar, you need to know your actual target. And here's where most people go wrong. They calculate their income, not their expenses. Your emergency fund is not about replacing your full salary. It's about covering your essential costs if income stopped tomorrow. Think rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, transportation, insurance, basic subscriptions. Add those up. That's your monthly survival number. Multiply by 6. That's your target. For a lot of people, this number ends up significantly lower than they expected, which means the finish line isn't as far as it looked. Step 2. Open a separate account today. Look, this sounds obvious, but most people skip it. They just leave the emergency fund money sitting in their main checking account. And psychologically, that's a disaster, because when you see one big balance, your brain treats all of it as available money. So the moment something tempting comes along, a sale, a trip, a spontaneous dinner, that emergency fund quietly disappears. The fix is simple. Open a separate high-yield savings account specifically for your emergency fund. Name it something that creates friction. Do not touch. Emergency only. Job loss fund. That label alone changes how your brain treats the money. And if you can earn 4 to 5% interest in a high-yield savings account while you build it, even better. Step 3. Automate the contribution. Here's what most people don't realize about discipline. It's not a personality trait. It's a system. And the most powerful system for building savings is removing the decision entirely. Set up an automatic transfer the day after your paycheck lands. Even $100 per week adds up to $5,200 in 1 year. $200 per week gets you to $10,400. You never see it. You never decide whether to move it. It just goes. And this is where it gets really interesting, because once saving is automatic, your lifestyle adjusts to whatever is left, not the other way around. Step 4. Accelerate with a temporary spending freeze. Now, this is where most videos stop, but here's the part that actually speeds things up. Pick one 30-day period and do a temporary spending freeze. Not forever, just 30 days. Cut every non-essential expense you can identify. Subscriptions you barely use, takeout replaced with groceries, streaming services you could pause. 1 month of aggressive cutting can often generate $300 to $600 in extra savings. Drop that directly into your emergency fund. You've just added months of normal savings in a single sprint. Step 5. Use one-time money strategically. Here's a move most people completely overlook. Tax refunds, birthday money, freelance income, side hustle cash, bonuses. Most people treat this money like free spending money. And honestly, that's why most people stay stuck. Instead, make a rule. Any unexpected or one-time income goes straight to the emergency fund until it's fully funded. That one habit alone can cut your timeline in half. Now, here's the analogy I want you to remember. Building an emergency fund is like building a firewall around your financial life. Without it, one spark, a job loss, a medical bill, a broken car can burn everything down. With it, those same emergencies become inconveniences instead of disasters. And here's what most people don't realize until it's too late. The emergency fund isn't the boring part of your financial plan. It's the part that makes everything else work. Let me tell you a quick story. A friend of mine spent 2 years trying to invest consistently. Every time she built up a little momentum, something happened. Car repair, medical bill, unexpected travel. She'd pull from her investment account, lose momentum, and restart. Then she made one decision. She stopped investing temporarily and spent 4 months building a fully funded emergency fund first. After that, nothing touched her investments. No emergency was big enough to break through the firewall. Her investment account grew uninterrupted for the next 3 years. That's the real power of doing this first. So here's the realistic timeline if you actually follow these steps. Start with your real monthly number. Automate a fixed weekly or monthly contribution. Run one 30-day spending freeze. Redirect all one-time income. Most people who commit to this process fully fund a 6-month emergency fund in 12 to 18 months. Some in less. Not decades, not someday. Just consistent effort with a clear system behind it. Let's recap the full path. Step 1. Calculate your real survival number, not your income. Step 2. Open a separate account today and name it something that creates friction. Step 3. Automate the contribution so discipline isn't required. Step 4. Run a temporary 30-day spending freeze to accelerate the timeline. Step 5. Redirect all unexpected income straight into the fund until it's full. Because here's the truth most people eventually learn the hard way. The emergency fund feels like a delay, like you're waiting to do the real financial work. But it's actually the opposite. It's the thing that makes every other financial move bulletproof. And once it's built, you won't touch it. But you'll never stop being grateful it's there. If this video helped you see emergency funds differently, hit subscribe. And I'm curious, do you currently have an emergency fund? Or is this something you're still working toward? Let me know in the comments, because the moment that fund is fully built, your entire relationship with money changes.